Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, which you probably are, because I only have like 80 subscribers right now. But I just wanted to say, stick around till the end because I'm going to go over everything I pack in my backpack. How I pack it, how I carry my gear, my photography gear, including the tripod and all that. So stick around to the end. Hopefully you'll learn something new. And why should you give a shit what I have to say about any of this? Well, because I'm a PCT thru hiker. I hiked to Canada from Mexico in 2016 and kind of know what I'm doing. So you might want to listen to me. All right. Hope you guys enjoy the show. See you on the other side. If he comes left, we're gonna go right back through the gate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's coming left. All right.
Go.
It'd be great if he would just walk down the road. Just go right over there, bud. Just get the hell out of our way.
Come upon a buffalo, clap your hands vigorously. They're not here to harm you. He's what we call a happy buffalo. You know, he sees them, he sees us. Look at his tail. That's what you look for. You look at the tail. If it's hanging and wagging, he's happy. Doesn't go about it good. Now, sometimes you get that right.
You know, when you're trying to crush miles and these damn Tatankas start getting in your way, and that gazebo right there, that's exactly where we're going, and they are hanging out.
That's the bad part. We're gonna have one more.
We're gonna have another one that's very similar to that.
Oh man.
Or like I was telling him, you could stay on the main road all the way up and then hang a left through a lock gate
Uh-huh.
by the shade structure and just take the road up back into.
And don't even mess with the trail from here.
If you don't want, you got two choices.
Alternate. We could always use the bison as a valid excuse to do an alternate.
We ain't trying to get killed.
That's a lot of them. I don't know if I've seen that many all at once before.
The other part of the herd's over by the airport. That's crazy. No, it's at night it's a different story. Different creatures.
Well, it is kind of a shame to have to hike this area at night because it is so pretty on the way down to Little Harbor.
The ridge line, from what I remember.
So from here to the Little Harbor, how many miles?
To Little Harbor is 8, but then we're gonna have to do another.
So 6
Yeah, like what we were gonna do yesterday, 5.5 to 6.
to be on track.
Yep.
So we'll take a break at the airport, at Little Harbor,
And then do that last 6 miles.
which I haven't done yet. It'll be all new to me.
That's my favorite stretch of the trail right there between Little Harbor and Two Harbors.
Why is that?
Just
Iconic?
it's like more picturesque than the rest for some reason. That
steep fucking
steep hill is rad. Even though it's steep, it's a really cool part. All right, now you can hear it boiling, right? And vibrating. Any more? Long distance, huh?
All I know is I'm
Right
sleeping
here.
as far away from her as I
The
can.
phone's right here.
I remember this was the point where I met with Sim, like, dude, feet are wet, fucking done, bro. As soon as we get down there doing kind of ranger, we're out of here.
I was all trying to shout at you guys, like, okay, guys, put the
And
tents.
we're like, fuck you.
Fuck you, Ralston.
I'm looking at Ralston like, this motherfucker for real.
Well, I was just trying to be productive. Like, all right, you guys want to die? All right, there you go, buddy.
Thank you.
Put it right here.
No, Thor's hammer.
Confusing everybody.
Yeah, I was keep trying to make sure. It burned the bottom.
Sorry, bud. It'll probably come out. Whatever. You just gotta give it some elbow grease.
Flavor saver.
Yeah. That is. That's what we're doing.
That's right. That's right.
Heck yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. fucking stoic, dude. Yeah, but this is a lot easier than anything we've been doing, right? Pretty leisurely walk here. When we could start heading back whenever you want. We made good time. We're gonna get back with plenty of sunlight.
No, I'm good. Good care, take your time, rub it out. I start getting like little footprints.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of nice to be able to do all that with your feet.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Well, like the white stuff. I grew up playing up in You're a chubby kid? No, it's so that's fun. I do boogie board on fun. That's a calorie. Yeah. Surfing. Especially when you're not good. You're always
exciting
fighting
yourself a hell of a lot more.
You guys are waiting.
That's a great one, dude. Hashtag. No, because we got educated. We didn't know. We were talking to rangers, and I guess they gave the female buffalo, like,
They corralled them, they gathered them all up, and like in one setting, just
gave them all.
euthanize, or not euthanize.
No, they gave them birth control.
Gave them
like
birth
the cat.
control.
Well, we're asking why there's not more, and they're on birth control, like permanent.
Oh, I didn't know.
So we're joking around, like,
Damn.
my body, my choice.
Cheers on that one, guys.
Cheers on knowledge. I'm all for animal rights. Buffalo.
Bison rights.
I have no idea what the guy. Why the females are rather male? One male can impregnated 50 females.
It's
Why
that,
can't I
it's
just-
that sexism coming through.
Sexism? Yeah, sexism in Buffalo's changed.
Yeah. Undeniable. Undeniable.
Follow you from bison.
One tier.
Oh, God. I'm so tired.
Yeah, we're a little bit delirious. We're a little bit delirious.
Yeah.
Have a good flight.
Fanny boy.
All right, welcome back. I hope you guys like that journey. Now let's go over my backpack. I carry the Hyperlight backpack, Junction 2400. I really like it. It's nice and light. It's actually bigger than what I need. I'm actually looking to get a smaller pack soon. But I'm gonna go over everything that I pack in here and the order in which I pack it. I am a big proponent of the sideways stacking system. It basically just means I put everything sideways in my backpack. My sleeping bag, my Jetboil, my tent, my sleeping pad, all of it lays horizontal, and it makes everything nice and compact on your back. So I'm gonna go over that right now, and hopefully you learn something. There goes my mug. I usually just keep that on the outside in case, you know, I find some whiskey or something. First off, ground tarp. I basically pack everything as I'm pretending that I'm setting up my tent in a storm, basically. So first thing I'm gonna need to set up my tent, ground tarp. And it's just a Tyvek thing I bought off of eBay. You can get name brand ground tarps for like specifically made for your tent. They're kind of expensive and whatever. You can just get some Tyvek, it works. This is my tent. It's about the size of a, I don't know, a little bit bigger than a smart water bottle. It's a Big Agnes UL1, Flight Creek UL1, high capacity something something. It's the bike pack edition, and it comes with smaller. The reason I got the bike pack edition is because the the tent poles are smaller. I needed a new one. My original was finally crapping out on me after some years, and I got the bike pack edition, and I highly recommend it. Continuing on, this is actually my trowel. This is what I use. It's just a large tent stake. I carried this from Mexico to Canada to dig all my scat holes. This is my rain shell, plus basically all my camp rain gear goes in here. I have my Enlightened Equipment rain kilt, my pack cover. I think this is ULA pack cover. It's actually too big for my pack. If I'm in a windstorm, it's terrible. Doesn't stay on very well. And then my outer shell is the OR helium. And that's it. Kilt, jacket, and pack cover. That's my entire rain gear sitch, and it works really well. Right next to that, and right on top is my food bag. I just have what was left over from my last trip. And I use a Jetboil. This is the same Jetboil, the one and only Jetboil I've ever purchased. I bought it back in 2016, and the clicker still starts on it. I think the new versions don't even have a little electric start, but this one does, and it still works. So that's my whole, oh, and since we're talking about cooking, I don't use a pot because I get too much space. So this is basically like an insulated bag, and I cook inside of the Ziploc bag. It's actually a sous vide bag. Anyway, the sous vide bags are really good because you can reuse them over and over and over. Or you can eat the meal out of one of these things and then reuse this bag over and over and over. Boil your water, pour it into this, and then shove that into there so it'll cook in here. My Sea to Summit, oh no, this is Finesse City, whatever. Every company makes a version of this. So that's my entire cooking kit. And that's at the top of my pack. And then after all that, inside my main compartment of my backpack anyways, I use a trash compactor bag to encase everything else. So that is going to be my sleeping bag liner, all my clothes, camping clothes, town clothes, and my down jacket and my pillow. That all gets wrapped into my trash compactor bag as like a last line of defense from the elements. All right. I mean, the Hyperlight backpack is water resistant. I don't know. I've seen it soak through, and that's why I do this. So I shove it all down inside of this trash compactor bag, and I squeeze all the air out of it as much as I can. So like I said, inside is my puffy jacket. I also have my puffy beanie made by BlackRock. I think it was just, it's not even a company anymore. I don't think it's around anymore. It was in 2016, but they use goose down inside. It's just awesome. Anyway, and then I have the Mondoe down puffy jacket, whatever it's called. But I like to put everything, well, just like I did with the rain gear, all inside one little stuff sack. Same thing with my puffy jacket and my puffy beanie all in one. Next is my sleeping pad. This is a Thermarest. Let me just show it to you. It's not a typical Thermarest, it's different. And I don't see a lot of people carrying this type. I really like it, but basically it has like a stuff sack, a roll top on it, just like my backpack has a roll top. This thing, you blow into this, believe it or not. You blow into that, and that fills up just a few puffs. The reason I like it so much is just a few lungfuls fills this whole thing up, and then you also have this little valve to either, you know, to fine tune it, blow it up a little bit more or let some out. But instead of having to just bust your lungs after all day hiking by blowing up the mattress, this honestly only takes a few, like, look at that, it's already trying to inflate. Way to Canada, I've never had a puncture or anything. It's always been solid. The only time I've ever woken up with like my hips or my shoulders on the ground is because of user error. I didn't blow this thing up right. Not because of a puncture. Not a single freaking puncture in that thing. Anyway, after that, I just started carrying this bad boy and I could not be happier with it. It has improved my sleep so much because I've always just used my laundry bag as my pillow. This is the Pillow King. It's like a $70 freaking pillow, but it's inflatable. What I like about it is that it doesn't feel like you're resting your head on a freaking balloon. It has like a layer of padding inside, and then you inflate that padding. It is basically, and if you do it right, as long as you don't overinflate, it feels like a regular pillow from home. And it's not, obviously it's not the most compact thing ever, but this is like one of those luxury items that I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of extra weight and space in the backpack for. And it still packs down pretty good. And lastly, we're at all the way at the bottom, because it's the last thing that I'm gonna break out when I'm setting up camp, my sleeping bag. This is a Feathered Friends Flicker 20 degree. And I really like this thing. Again, I got it in 2016 when I was hiking to Canada. Actually got this from Dave in Mount Laguna at his Outfitters store, but it's not there anymore. Sad, I just learned that this year actually. But inside here, inside my sleeping bag, I shove all my extra clothes. My sleeping clothes, my town clothes, which are basically the same thing, and you know, my socks, all that happy stuff. So that is, that takes up a bulk of the space in my backpack right there. My sleeping system, obviously. On the outside, I have some Zero shoes, camping shoes, really small, light, don't really stay on your feet very well. This is my ditty bag, if you want to call it that. Ditty bag slash electronics bag. And here I have my Black Diamond headlamp. Dude wipes, it's a must. Toothbrush, toothpaste. Gold Bond first aid kit. I just have a random assortment of ibuprofen and sodium tablets and some Band-Aids, extra lighter. That's about it. Oh, these are really important. These are really important. I'm such a pansy out in the wild. I can't get good sleep listening to what everybody loves to listen to when they go to sleep. The sound of nature, bugs chirping, whatever, running water, all that stuff is great, but it keeps me up at night. So, I mean, they're basic, but they make all the difference for me. These are just disposable earplugs. It's like somebody just flipped a switch for me when I plug these things in. I can't hear anything, and I freaking love it. If I'm gonna get attacked by a bear in the middle of the night, I'd rather not know about it, you know, until it's actually happening. And then this is like one of the heaviest things other than like my sleeping bag or my water, but this is my electronics bag. In here I have all my batteries, which I carry like 8 or 9 depending on the trip, for my GoPro. I also have the GoPro charger in here, wall charger. It has 2 ports on it, 2 USB-C ports on it, which is really helpful when you're like, because you don't always have the most time on the trail to stop and charge everything. So if you can charge more than one device at once, that's great. And along those lines, charging more than one device at once, I have 2 of these guys. These are my backup batteries. And I actually have a third that I carry sometimes. It's not like these, it's different. But the reason I went with these Zendor batteries is because they have a USB port, USB-C on one side, and USB-A on the other. And the reason that that's so helpful is because you can daisy chain these things. It's kind of a rare feature. Like, this feature does exist in other devices, but this one does it differently, where it charges the battery and the second device at the same time. The levels in the batteries go up at the same time. Whereas a traditional battery, the most common technology in these things is, even if you have another device plugged into it, it charges this thing all the way to the top. And then in order to charge the next device, it zaps this thing a little bit, gives it that juice, and then this thing has to charge up again, and then give it more juice again, and it goes back and forth. It's an inefficient way of doing things. At least this way, your battery's charging as well as your secondary device is charging at the same rate, and it's faster and it's more efficient. I have a couple of these bad boys in here too. These are kind of helpful. A really small cable, and it has multiple cables on it, little ports. This is USB-C, this is USB-A, this is the Apple, what have you, and another USB-C. Eventually this Apple one's not gonna even be useful because they're not gonna have it. But I have a couple of these. They're actually kind of heavy for what they are, but whatever. Probably won't go that route again. Just in case like the charging wall situation is kind of screwed up, I have a slightly longer cable where, you know, I could like rest the battery or drone on the ground or whatever to charge. Replacement propellers for the drone. This thing's useful. You plug this into your iPhone, this end, and then you have one port for charging, and one port for your headphones. That's the ditty bag, if you will. And here is my mug that I mentioned earlier. Got it in Oregon at a place called Next Adventure. It's been open since '97. It's like a superstore for anything outdoors. Pretty cool place. And their cup was really light, and that's why I got it. Lastly is my Fanny Pack, Hyperlight Fanny Pack. Really like this thing. Actually, the deciding factor on finally getting a drone was like doing some measurements on the components for this thing online and realizing that my Fanny Pack, that I really haven't been using that much, would fit all this crap really well, and it does. So that was, got the remote. I carry the remote with me, the remote control. This is the drone itself, fits in here nicely, along with 2 extra batteries on either side. Altogether, this Fanny Pack with the remote control, the drone, and the batteries, the 3 batteries, comes out to like 2.5 pounds, maybe a little more. But you don't really feel it because it's just on your waist. It's not like it's weighing down on your shoulders like everything else. So that's everything. That is everything that I carry. Oh, trekking poles. I use these black diamond cork handle trekking poles, which I really like. And this is my second pair. I actually don't know what happened to my other pair. I think I left them in somebody's car or something on a hike. And then, of course, my tripod that I carry. And the way that I carry this thing is I straighten it out after I'm using it, you know, break it down a little bit. I don't keep it at Sometimes I keep it at this length. I normally just keep it at like 1 extension, right? But I then take this as it's collapsed like this, and I put it, I hang it off of my, I don't know if I can show you without wearing it, but I hang it like this on the side, and it just kind of hangs down. It rarely gets in my way. I was able to carry this tripod. I've seen people carry tripods in a bunch of different ways. This seems to be the most efficient way. Just having it down here, dangling from your shoulder strap, down by your love handle, basically, right? It doesn't get in the way, and it's easy access. You don't have to take your backpack off to use it. You don't have to take your backpack off to put it away, and it helps. It does make a difference. It's like a 2-pound tripod. So yeah, between the drone and deciding to carry a tripod, I've added like 7 pounds to my gear. But I feel more capable than ever because I'm packing it in a really smart way these days. And I'm getting a lot more aggressive about just really shoving stuff down into the bottom of my backpack just to really get it nice and compact. And whenever I do that, it feels like I'm just much more nimble, much faster out on the trail, much more efficient. I'm not getting pulled around by my backpack, you know? That tends to happen sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit like and subscribe. Help me hit my goal of 100 subscribers. It's a really modest goal right now. If you could help me get to 100, that'd be great. And stick around for the next video. I hope to see you back. Bye, guys.